Josh, can you say a little bit about your preparation to this fight?
It's went quite well. I've had a great training camp. I feel pretty damn good, mentally and physically. I'm really looking forward to this fight because it's the kind of fight that I think if it wasn't happening now, there's really not any guarantee that it ever would have happened. You know, we're pretty long in our careers, so now is the best time to make this fight happen, and I'm glad to be able to do it here as the headliner in Germany.
You are happy that this is here in Germany. Like after we have some broadcast problems in Germany with UFC. Now is the things past, so we will see the whole event in TV. Are you happy that you are the main event of the first this kind event in Germany?
There was broadcast problems before in Germany. Yeah. For what reason?
Because of the MMA was not quite popular in Germany.
Popular. Code for wasn't politically correct. Yeah, well, I don't give a shit about political correctness. I think that people need to quit being such, I don't know, so thin-skinned, so weak. You know, we endure much more than you know, annoying ideas and concepts all the time. You know, human beings are made of a lot more than people give it credit. You know, we go out there and fight, and it's not even just the physical aspect of fighting that is difficult. The mental aspect of fighting, the knowing that this person is trained to come and fight you and give their best. That they, whether they do fear you or they don't fear you, they're still going to get in the ring and try to take your head off. The winning, the glory that comes with that, and then the gradual letdown that, you know, to some people maybe that's as good as life will ever going to be, right? That's an incredible high. I don't think you could bottle and package that in any way. And at the same time, the depths of defeat are so so just incredibly delirious, and it could seem like a never-ending void. Not to mention, you know, fans either saying, "Oh, that was wonderful," or, you know, "You stink. You know, you're the worst person ever. They should cut you. I don't ever want to see you fight." You know, whatever. You know, you were terrible, and you know, any of those things that could, if you allowed it to affect you, could really be very, very detrimental to a person's psyche. So I can speak personally as someone who has been bullied in my life, picked on, made fun of, whatever, all the kind of thing that PC culture tries to protect us from. I can say that those things don't actually make us to be better human beings. They actually make us to be weaker, worse, less capable, less great, and less honest, and less able to not only be better as an individual, but to increase and move human society further, which is really the ultimate goal. And, you know, I'm more of an individualist where I say if everybody on an individual level can be a better person and be stronger and greater, then the whole will be stronger and greater, because we'll be made up of better items, better stuff. If almost everything that exists is essentially a gestalt entity of some sort, then if you start with better pieces, then you're going to have, it would stand to reason, a better product. So, you know, it's really too unfortunate that, you know, a wonderful country with such a great warrior past as Germany has been very reticent to get behind MMA, because I think that there must be a wonderful pool of potential fighters in Germany that could go out there and maybe really influence and show the world an incredible performance. And I would really love to see that. I think it's only a good thing. It's only positive. And I got to be honest, as being a fighter, as being a part of something that is the most objective, for the most part, that is almost entirely a complete meritocracy, it's great. It's humbling, it's uplifting, it's everything. But I can say that you learn to stand on your own, because the results are the results. They're always in your hands.
Can I ask you about your catch wrestling background? It's kind of a rare blend of skills in MMA. How much do you lean on that within your fights, and how does that sort of differentiate you when you're in competition? The fact it is a different set of skills, and it's not the easiest for other training camps to replicate.
wouldn't say so much that I lean on it as that I am it. It is a part of who I am and how I operate as a fighter. And so it's not to say that I couldn't try to do it another way, but I don't really feel like it would behoove me. It wouldn't be what's best. I have techniques and not just techniques, but I have applications that vary from how people are used to dealing with opponents. And it's not that it's very weird or completely unusual. It's just they're employed in a way that most people aren't used to or familiar with sometimes. So it's always a positive for me, and I really believe in catch-as-catch-can wrestling. It was one of the greatest sports the world had ever seen, you know, back in the 1900s, late 1800s, and I still think that it has an incredibly valid and valuable place within modern sport fighting and grappling.
You have talked about the German and Scandinavian culture. What is it that you can relate to in those two?
Well, I have quite a bit of Germanic blood in my ancestry. So coming to Hamburg feels like maybe visiting a piece of my ancestry, a little piece of a home that I never known. But I mean, throughout history, you can see it. You know, all the Germanic tribes that sacked Rome, that were the mercenaries, the Saxons, the Viking culture. You know, a lot of these things really just, I don't know, they speak to me. I mean, I'm the war master. Why would I not be interested in such things? And when it came to battle, they were incredibly successful. You know, starting with coming from Prussia. I mean, at one point, Germany had pretty much owned all of Western Europe, and then even, you know, it was the Great Holy Roman Empire. It was centered out of Austria, so that's not really that far away from here either. So if it's one thing that the Germanic and Scandinavian people seem to be pretty good at is fighting.
Will you don the German flag on Saturday?
I'm not going to carry any flags in particular. I'm not really a big flag waving kind of guy. I always, you know, I do love America and all the things that opportunity that it has given me. I think it'd be pretty hypocritical to dislike being where you're from if being where you're from had given you the opportunity to be the person that you are today, and you happen to be enjoyable with that, which it's an ever-growing journey, but I'm happy with who I am. But I will don the German colors when I come to the ring as far as my fight attire. Not just, you know, as an homage to, you know, past great-grandparents and things like that, but also because the colors were way cooler, and then the layout looked better. And since there's very little personalization with the Reebok attire, you got to work with what you get.
Germany is also renowned for its heavy metal bands. You
Yes.
are the most metal MMA fighter, or at least the most the most metal wrestler. Will we get any surprise in your entrance music on Saturday?
Well, there's no surprises. I'm coming out the Bolt Thrower, the Fourth Crusade, as always. But
This time Rammstein.
you know, Rammstein I hear is an incredible concert. I've not seen him live. My training partner, Eric Hammer, he's watched him a bunch of times. Rammstein is pretty good, but when I go German, I'm more like Creator or Sodom or Destruction, or, you know, even Scorpions. They're great.
Let's move back to the fight. What can you say about Andrei?
He's proven himself time and time again. I mean, if you go and you look at his accomplishments, they speak for themselves. He was a UFC heavyweight champion. He's fought in, you know, several high-profile fights in various companies. You know, he fought Fyodor. He's fought Tim Sylvia multiple times back in the day. The guy is clearly capable and competent. But right now, the only thing that I can really consider him as an enemy.
This is the fight that's supposed to happen 7 years ago in Affliction. Are you glad that finally you will square with Andrei?
Absolutely. I'm glad to have this opportunity. He was one of the top stars when I was over in Pride, and at one point they said the UFC's propaganda machine said that this guy was the greatest heavyweight in the world. Well, I mean, we saw him, he fought Fyodor, and he gave a really great performance, but he still lost. This would be the same thing, you know, hey, he's fighting me. This is basically Pride versus UFC, and Pride's going to win.